Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
Well, here we go. The 2 o'clock hour is here with a full house on XL Primetime. Big Sur, Spatty, Joe C., and we got Coach Campo hanging out with us as he is happy to be back entrenched once again in the Jacksonville community after that super long vacay that you had, family reunion and all, right, Coach? That was the longest vacation I think you've ever been on.
Oh yeah, no question about it. And it was wonderful, but it got long at the end.
But
to be honest with you, I'd rather be home.
Just go ahead and say, I'm back, baby.
I'm back. I'm ready to go. I'm the shredded, and what do we call
embedded
Hayes?
and shredded for Hayes.
Yeah, I'm embedded and shredded with Primetime TV, Primetime radio.
Now, Coach, day what were you like, I'm ready for ball again? Had to be what? We're talking 7th day, 10th day, 12th day, day 2?
I think about 10 days.
10 days? I got
10, 11 days.
Yeah, now you want to get on the grass and see what's going on among the top 32 at each position. Coach and I did it with our Campo and Joe show earlier, so it's worth bringing up with the fellows as well. But we got some college football on the brain that we will definitely dig back into. Try and give you a little college football every single day as we get closer and closer to the kickoff of that season, because that'll come before the National Football League kicks off. But last night, Oklahoma City, OKC getting it done. And I tell you what, there was a moment, Leon, in, I don't know, the 8-minute mark, something like that, in the fourth period, because it looked like Oklahoma City had just kept Indiana at arm's length the entire night, and nobody was doing anything, particularly with the Halliburton injury and all the second guessing that went on with him. Anyway, they closed to 2 points, and I'm like, whoa, there's something here. Are they going to steal another one? Hell no. They didn't. Come.
OKC
it lasted about that long.
OKC is true to form, bro. They're the better team. They are. They absolutely are. Even when Indiana made that, like you said, that closing run where you thought they were going to make a game out of it, they're just too young and athletic. And J-Dub.
Yeah, he rattled in that 3, man.
J-Dub is just, he went off.
Yeah.
He just went off the whole game, him and SGA.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just too long, they're young, lengthy. They're just tight. You know what? Indiana looks like the old man that tries to race the young fella.
Well, they're better shooters.
Yeah.
They're better shooters.
Jalen Williams he proved a hell of a lot last night. That's for sure.
That 3 was a dagger, man.
Yeah. And he just hit shot after shot after shot, tripping down the floor. And SGA doesn't need to be. He's a jump shot artist. That's first and foremost, because he will take that intermediate shot all day if that's what you're going to give to him. So here we are, kind of maybe where we thought we were going to be.
I kind of think it's over now.
Yeah.
I had called it in 6.
Yeah.
I say OKC in 6. I think with Halliburton, his uncertainty, he only had 4 points yesterday coming off that injury. I go back to Indiana. The last thing OKC wants is a Game 7, I would think. I think you go to Indiana and you end it right then and there.
That's one thing that I like about baseball and basketball, the tournaments. When you have more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 games against each other, the better team usually wins. That's the problem with football. You just can't do that because of the physicalness and all that. You'd like to have a 2 out of 3 for the Super Bowl, and the best team would probably win that combination.
Yeah, but that's also the beauty of football.
Yeah.
Like
If you have a great game and you put it together, there's a pro and a con, I guess.
One and done. Heavyweight fight.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's what I love about football. Listen, you win or go home.
Yeah. I guess
that's the off game, which still blows my mind.
And then won it.
It was like last season or 2 seasons ago.
It was the first time, right?
Yeah.
And it was just nuts that he had been doing all that he had been doing. And this is the first time he goes, wait a minute, I got to catch a flight to play in this game?
I mean, how much of KC's mystique shrunk after that Super Bowl?
It did. All right, add to that.
A little bit, bro. I mean, the way they got beat,
Yeah,
because they had no chance.
Wait a minute, I got to catch a flight to play in this game?
I mean, after that.
Yeah.
No comment from me.
Yeah, but here's the chat.
Holler at me in October when they're like 13
and
and
they'll be there. They'll be there. But here's the chatter, okay? And this is when you start to see the weak link or the fracturing of a dynasty, because they just don't have as many players around him as they used to.
I just think that, I mean, they're not the boogeyman anymore.
Yeah.
You remember when in Georgia when they lost that game, I said they lost their boogeyman status. I'm thinking KC. Listen, as long as they got 15, they always going to be the contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying their mystique, and that's the way they got dismantled in the Super Bowl on both sides of the ball. It just shrink their mystique just a little bit.
You know what I think it was?
Everybody's talking about Philly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think it was the 2 Super Bowls they've lost in the last 3 years.
They get crushed.
They couldn't protect him in the last 4 years. Sorry.
Yeah.
They
'cause it's
couldn't.
been- the first loss was that.
First loss was to the Bucks,
Yeah,
and then this
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
5 years even.
Yeah.
So they couldn't protect him. Couldn't protect him against the Bucks. Couldn't protect him against the Eagles. So to me, that's what this is all about. They're having problems on the offensive line, which brings it all the way back to this franchise.
All right. Well, let's be.
It hasn't been able to protect the quarterback, and I don't know how long.
Right. So before we get to this franchise, let's do that with that line that you're talking about right there.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So remember, they went through a few things where the left tackle was so bad that they kicked Joe Thuney out to
the
that
left,
tackle
yeah.
position, and we all know it did not work out in the game against Philadelphia. Anyway, he's gone. Now Trey Smith has finally reported to their mandatory mini camp, and he had skipped all the team's voluntary stuff during the spring, and so he's got the franchise tag on him, and he's one of those guys that they absolutely have to have, and they got to keep him happy. That interior part of that line, man, we know how important it is. And Mahomes is probably going to say, do I need to help this negotiation, or do I need to write a check?
Yeah,
or
their
something?
left guard is the
talking about the
kid
right
from
guard?
BYU that they drafted to play tackle.
Yeah, that's right, because
Right.
that's when they had to make that change, because
Right.
it was not working.
And then their left tackles, they just picked up a left tackle, right? In free agency?
They drafted Jeffrey Simmons from Ohio State. in the first
Oh,
round.
right.
Josh
Simmons.
Yeah.
Josh Simmons. I thought they got
Jeffrey's
someone.
the interior
Jeffrey,
defensive lineman.
yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't get someone in free agency too. I thought.
I'd have to go back and look, but anyway, that's the deal. Is that Trey Smith is there, Joe Thuney is gone, Humphrey, we know how good he is, and so now they're just trying to make sure they piece this bad boy back together.
Well, that was the most confused. When I saw that Super Bowl, I thought that the issues were going to be outside. The issues were interiorly. That Jalen Collar was a nightmare on. They're inside of their pass rush, pushing the pocket, and then they bringing the guys outside, but they couldn't handle Jalen Collar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Go ahead.
No. I was thinking that was going to be a good matchup with their interior 3 against their 1 and their 3, but Carter was
between
handful.
Jalen and Jordan
Jalen
Davis.
Yeah,
and
Jalen Moore.
Sweat.
Speaking of
Sweat down
Jalen, it
the
was
line.
Jalen Moore,
Yeah.
the kid from the 49ers.
Is that
That's
who
their
it
left
was? Yeah.
tackle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the Cowboys, for example, took Booker and Beebe 2 years in a row. They're playing Philly, and you better be ready interiorly against Philly, or else you're in a real problem.
They've always had that philosophically. They've always been an offensive line team.
No question,
always.
especially inside.
Yeah.
The inside guys.
Yeah.
You look at Larry Allen. You look at Newton. You go way back. With
Zach
those
Martin.
interior
Zach
guys.
Martin.
Zach Martin, the best of all of them.
Exactly.
Probably, right?
Listen, Coach, I said no one loves a guard till you need them.
Yeah.
No one loves a
You're
guard
right.
until you need them.
Well, it's funny because we'll at least start here just with this little PFF ranking. And they did the top 32 at each position. And we did offense, Coach and I, with our podcast earlier today. And then we'll probably do the defense next week and whatnot. But this has been out for whatever, a week or so. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier on XL Primetime. But anyway, they have, believe it or not, Robert Hainsey is one of the top 32 centers in the National Football League, even though he lost his job. His job was taken by a rookie last year. We know that. But now he's here to run Liam Cohen's offense from the line position. And he's, where was he at, Coach? 28, somewhere like that? It's not like he was.
No, he was 20. Hainsey was 23, wasn't he?
Was he 20? All right, let me look him up.
Either that or Macari was 23. One of the two of them was 23.
But basically, both
23 from the bench.
here, I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll just give this to you here real quick. He was 23rd. Coach is right. Robert Hainsey.
Yeah.
And backup last year, being brought in to be a starter this year. And when you take a look at the experience, that's what they're counting on. Obviously, he knows the line. It says something about maybe the centers that are out there because it drops off quickly after some of the really good ones at the top. But anyway, Hainsey's 23rd. And then McCary is 28.
28. Right.
And he played a lot last year at left guard, but he's obviously asked to play right guard here. And they're going to have to get it out of both of those guys for that interior to hold up.
actually, those two guys were in the top 32, whereas some of the other guys that you might have thought was in there are not in there.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know,
Well, McCary's, that's about right for McCary. You're talking about two guard positions.
you might have thought in there.
McCary's, that's about right for McCary. You're talking about two guard positions. Center, Hainsey at head scratch.
Okay, they'll give you crazy stuff and then sensible stuff, but that's just where he's at. And if you have him among the top 32, it's better than him not being among the top 32. But it's just that's a head scratcher. There's no question.
I mean, listen, both of the guys' rank is questionable at best, in my opinion, because Hainsey, like he's on the bench. I mean, he's a backup.
Yeah.
But he gets percentage points for being on the bench, and McCary, I mean, he's in an offense where Derrick Henry's running the ball. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not a slight on him, but when you got Derrick Henry ran for 1,400 yards behind a Tennessee Titan line, okay?
Yeah.
So let's just put that in perspective.
And we were talking in the podcast about the fact that when you look at this whole entire team, almost everybody, not everybody, but almost everybody is in a prove it.
Yeah.
It's a prove it now. And that's where we're at. And if we can get to 8 or 9 or 10 wins, you got to say that's a successful season, because we have no idea with these guys. You can only look at what they've done and where they've been. The reason Hainsey's in there, I guarantee you, is because he was a pretty good player.
Yeah.
They just drafted a guy better than him.
Well, they went out and got a really Graham Barton, very, very good player that they were building for the future, of course.
Yeah. Well, listen, Coach, you know better than the Great Wall of Dallas. Okay, when that was put together, because the offensive line knew each other, they grew with each other, they struggled with each other. So
I said that today.
So now this group has got free agents here, backups there. It's got to gel quick.
Absolutely.
It's got to be some continuity quick. I mean, to think that they're just going to do this on the fly and everything's going to work out is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know how long it took for us to get us to the point to where we trust
I
each
believe
other.
it.
It takes a while.
Yeah. And wait till you see who's also in that group
Top
in the
32.
offensive line.
Before I give that one, I got to give this at least. I got to give McCary a little bit of love as far as what he did do up in Baltimore. I agree with you. Derrick Henry was toting it. Lamar was freaking people out with whatever he was doing. Anytime he wanted, he could take off and manufacture plays. But McCary allowed 1 sack and no quarterback hits over 577 pass blocking snaps. That's pretty good. Graded out as average as a run blocker. So that was not his strength. It was pass blocking, which has got to be there, but he's got to be better when it comes to run blocking too. Both of them got to get there.
That's another head scratcher.
Yeah.
Because of the type of offense that we're going to run, you need furniture movers. You need guys that can run. We don't need no pass protectors. We saw enough of.
We do, but we need both.
I know, but we saw last year our pass protecting and our run blocking was the same.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
My feeling, my feeling there is, and I don't have any idea, guys, but my feeling there is the one thing this staff did, which the other one didn't, is they said, look, all you have to do is watch this guy on film. He can do everything we want him to do. They said that on Hainsey. He said, just watch this game, and you'll see that this guy does not quit. Well, if a guy doesn't quit, that's better than what we had, in
That's
my
a leg
opinion.
up. Yeah.
That to me is what I'm hoping, and I'm a positive guy. You know that, but I just.
There's a reason he lost his job, though.
Well,
to a
of course,
rookie.
this guy was better than he is.
Yeah.
The
guy they got's pretty dang good.
Listen, if Larry Allen came in, somebody lost his job with that wall of China,
Right.
wall of the Cowboys too. Now, no, I'm just saying.
Graham Barton, and you were stumping for those guys, so you know.
Yes,
exactly
I
what I'm
was,
talking
but I
about.
mean, that's also if you're going to spend a first-round pick on a guy,
Yeah.
he's going to play,
Right.
Whether he's better than the other guy or not.
Right, and so that's how that went. And so he is a scrap heap guy because he did lose his job, but let's at least find out when this new gap blocking scheme comes together. Last one,
I'm
Walker.
just going to trust, but before verifying. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
That's all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have no idea what it's
Prove
going to look like.
Prove it.
Yeah, we have no idea. Walker Little, 32nd.
Yeah.
32nd. 8 starts last year, 18th in PFF pass blocking, 27th out of 76 tackles in run blocking. So he's got to
do better.
Got to up the ante when it comes to run blocking.
Yep.
That's for sure. All right, we'll keep it going on that. We'll bring up a couple of the other guys that were in that top 32, have a little fun with it, and then we'll throw out a little college football talk coming up. It is XL Primetime.
He's our high school sports muscle,
Stop calling your arms guns.
Ryan the Hacker Green.
We're going to do something different.
Hacker After Dark.
A little more down to earth.
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Keon Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well. With new savings during our grand opening sale. Keon Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Keon Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Summer and fall registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. Fields and gyms all over the First Coast, and the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find something to do. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. You're on-road, you're off-road, now you're on the water. Greg, tell everybody what Coach and Honda is offering in the form of boats.
We've got the Honda boat, which is a great runabout fisherman. We've got the Coach boats. They're fantastic for getting out with a family. Nice lay-down beds, all with that legendary Honda motor on.
Check them all out. They're waiting for you. You can see how you can be on the water with Honda or with Coach Pontoon Boats. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts?
Discover customized vision solutions at Bow9 Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bow9 Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Moment.
You know who else is cool? The Chrono
So
over
different
here.
and so new.
Look at him. He climbed an octave right
He's
there.
back from vacation. He's feeling it, man.
So fired up. He probably did a little dance.
And then it happened.
A little sashaying.
This was like Leon with Tupac yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
Both excited. One guy did text in yesterday, and I never got to it. Off the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, I was laughing. And again, you could, with a little humor, said, Hawking gone. He said,
I believe it. I love that conspiracy.
Yeah, I saw him with Bill Cowher shopping for houses.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can believe that.
All right. So we got a little chatter going as far as the Jags and where these position ranks on the offensive side, meaningful or not. We'll deal with it a little bit more as we go along, but we at least want to finish up what we have on the offensive side of the ball. And so we named the three offensive linemen, 23rd, 28th, 32nd. And then there were two others that were, three others actually, that were among the top 32 at their position. And one of them was ETN, 32nd. And he was one of the first guys that they came out with as far as these rankings when they were putting them together over the last week or so. And Travis Etienne is 32nd, even though we know that he did not have the year that people expected him to have this past year. In fact, Tank Bigsby basically supplanted him. I think we pretty much could agree with that. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, in 24 for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he regressed a little bit.
Yeah.
And Bigsby came on.
Yeah.
Bigsby was fumbling the year before. He didn't do that this year. So,
and you guys thought Tank surpassed him?
Well,
no, I know it was games where Tank started the game and Etienne was on the sideline.
Yeah.
Right.
So
anyway,
he scored more. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's a guy that does have a chance with the new system to do some things. And I keep preaching this one thing that just really screamed predictability is when they ran in between the tackles 70+% of the time. And so that's not Etienne's game. That's not his strength. Get him in space and see what he can do. Bottom line is they have him 32nd. The guys that are around him, this should be an easy ladder to climb if he is going to be a better running back this year, if he is wearing teal and black and he doesn't get dealt. I like the fact that Liam said he's doing everything we're asking him to do. And don't be, and they still may be shopping.
They can still get dealt.
Yeah, he still could be dealt.
And I said that. I said that if the one thing I would say about him is with the guys they took in the draft, he's on the bubble as far as getting traded, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're adamant that he's not. You know that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just saying that where he is and what he's done that's where he is. Now, whether or not they do it or not, I don't know.
And what are they supposed to say to the media?
Right, and whenever exactly, they're never going to say, "Oh yeah, we'll take phone calls." They ain't doing that.
Well, I mean, listen, ATN can't use this. This can't be a distract. This is his contract year, essentially. All right, more than likely, he knows whether they trade him or he goes to another team or he plays here. He knows he has to showcase his talent this year and knows he's going to get the bag because he's going to get backup money if he doesn't show out.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the reason.
And running back money is already low.
Yeah, and that's the reason, though, that he's that bubble spot because, in all honesty, he's not going to be there when this team gets good unless he has a super year this year and goes on to the next contract.
Right.
Yeah, someone else is going to pay his next contract, basically, is the way. He could be here for this year, but that will be the end of So the other guys that are right there around him, it's not like if this offense can click and tick a little bit, Brian Robinson Jr. of the Commanders is just ahead of him. Tyrone Tracy of the Giants, who was the guy who had to step in when Saquon was gone. Ramondre Stevenson, nothing great there. Then you go to a couple of other guys. Another guy who's trying to prove that he still has a future, Najee Harris is the guy that was in the same draft class as ETN.
Right. And Najee
now
can't
he's
run.
a Charger. Yeah.
Yeah,
but he can't run, whereas ETN can at least run.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's a big deal because up there you had, who was it? Warren was getting a lot more toast, kind of like what Tank was doing here. Warren up in Pittsburgh was definitely stealing some of those reps. The other two guys that were in the middle of the pack in terms of top 32 were Brian Thomas Jr., 15th among receivers, and Trevor, 16th among quarterbacks. And
wow, that's too low for one guy and too high for the other.
Yeah, but we went through these wide receivers. It's hard to put him ahead of. Now, he can climb. There's no question he can move up. But just to kind of hit just beyond the obvious, we don't know what Tyreek Hill's going to be this year, do we? He was 8th according to PFF. Nico 7th. CeeDee Lamb 6th. Those are all really, really good players. And CeeDee Lamb, if Dak's healthy, he's going to live off of Dak's play. Mike Evans, 9th. Terry McLaurin, 10th. After that,
who are you taking, Terry McLaurin or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Probably Brian Thomas Jr. Now, Terry McLaurin was strong this past season, but so was Brian Thomas Jr.
1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 18 plays of 20-plus yards strong?
Yeah. So, believe me, I have no problem saying I'd go for 7 first. Here's the other one I'd put him ahead of, Drake London. Drake London was up, down, and uneven as far as his play goes.
And we were talking
too.
Well, here's another thing too. He had Mac Jones throw him the ball for 7 games,
and still thrive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were talking. The guy just in front of him is Higgins, right?
Yeah. So you've got Malik Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, and then T. Higgins ahead.
See, my feeling there was
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
But my feeling on Higgins was, if I had a choice between Higgins today and Brian Thomas, I'm taking Brian Thomas, no question. So without any of these other guys, he's moving up one spot without even any question because of the future that's with this kid. Yeah. But he's still got to prove it.
Yeah, you guys give me grief all the time for being negative about this team, but this guy, I could probably count on one hand the receivers I take ahead of him in the NFL.
You probably would go with the very
off of 1 year,
especially with a rookie contract.
1,300 yards and 10 tugs.
I'm not taking anything away from the kid. All right, he had an amazing
with Mac
season.
Jones throwing the ball for 7 games.
Or the people you're trying to move him in front of have had, they've had a pillar of consistency year in, year out, year in, year out, year in.
Right.
So you're taking 7 years of
in the
consistency.
top 10.
Yes,
not 11, 12, 13, 14,
I'm talking
15.
about,
I'm thinking he's around 6 or 7.
I just feel like I can move him ahead of a few of these guys. I can easily move him ahead of. I thought he was better than Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors got hurt, had a hammy. Marv Harrison was the talk of the town. He's not above him right now. I'm talking about talk of the town coming in with that rookie class. He's ahead of him now.
Okay, let me go through.
Yeah.
Since we'll just do it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't take him above Chase. No. You wouldn't take him above Jefferson. Would you take him above CeeDee Lamb?
Yes, I would.
No. I might, but I still would put CeeDee ahead.
What about St. Brown?
Yes, I would.
I'm on wrong.
Different receiver.
I know he was unreal. They're different receivers.
Different receiver.
Right, one's an outside guy.
A.J. Brown.
No,
A.J. Brown's number 1.
I think I would, man.
A.J. Brown's number 1 on that list.
I know.
What about Drake London? He's a young guy.
I just said him earlier. I put him over him in a heartbeat.
What about Tyreek?
No.
Tyreek is starting to
show a little
sag just a little bit. So
Cheetah-
I'd put
Cheetah's starting to slow a little, bro.
No, the Cheetah's never.
He's older. Mike Evans, I'm sure you'd say above Mike Evans.
Yeah, just because of the age,
yes,
in
I
the
would,
future.
yes.
Okay, so
And then the other one is
top 10.
The other one is Puka because of the injuries. Puka
I'll
is-
take
Yeah.
him over Puka any day,
Yeah.
every single day, 8
Puka
days a week,
in
as the
his
Beatles
rookie
say.
year set the record, okay, and was nuts. Then he got hurt, and then he has just really kind of been battling that. The knee has really kind of gotten to him a little bit. But
BTJ's ceiling is so much higher than his, even healthy.
I agree. Yeah, I have no problem with that. But he has a 2-year total, Puka does, of nearly 3,000 receiving yards.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay? And he's got a great quarterback throwing him the football too. So let's not forget that. And he basically supplanted Cooper Kupp as the number one guy because Cooper got hurt that year when Puka was thriving as a rookie. So it's interesting.
I mean, quite frankly, both of those LSU guys are really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Malik's good
and
too.
BTJ. I mean, Malik had Daniel Jones and Drew Lock throwing him the ball.
Well, remember, they flipped out.
And he had
when-
107 catches.
Yeah, they flipped out when they weren't getting him targets. He goes out the next game, and I think they threw it to him 20-some times. He had like 17 grabs or 16 grabs. Malik Neighbors is a catch machine, but then he had the hamstring, and that definitely hurt him this past year. But everybody said when you looked at LSU, one guy was sleek, big, and strong, and hit the home run in Brian Thomas Jr. Malik was catch.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you could say the same thing about Brian Thomas. He didn't start getting the ball till about week number 7 or 8. You could say the same thing about Brian Thomas. He didn't start getting the ball till about week number 7 or 8.
When the Vikings came here, no, it was 10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
When the Vikings came here and the Vikings won a game on the road, scoring 13 points, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
13 points.
Yeah, it was unreal.
Brian Thomas had 3 targets in that game.
That's it.
3.
Yeah, it was the idiot leading the charge as far as the game plan goes.
He should have had 3 in the first series of the game.
Who's now the passing game coordinator in Chi-Town under Ben Johnson. So
He did not have a double-digit game where he had double-digit passes thrown his way to like week 12, I believe it was. I have to double-check that.
Yeah.
Week 12, bro.
Well, listen, I think everybody out there fully understands that the play caller is now Liam Cohen, and you can
No, I know that, but I'm trying to. I guess
It was December 1st. He had 10 targets.
December 1
against Houston.
Think about that.
He did have 9 early in the season, but yeah, not double digits.
It was right after, I think it was Doug that said it. But at halftime, that we needed to get Brian Thomas the ball.
It's just idiotic.
And I think I went nuts on one of the shows. I said it took him a half to figure that out.
So let me just say this real quick, okay?
Some problems.
4 of these 5 games, okay? The Green Bay game, they lost by 3.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4 targets. The Eagles game, they lost by 5. He had 4 targets. Vikings, they lost by 5. 3 targets. And then the Texans, they lost by 3. He finally got 10 targets.
Yeah.
Finally.
That it has to be routed through him.
Yeah.
No question. The only way any of these other guys are going to eat is if they feed him first. Simple as that. It's XL Primetime.
Here we come. 1010XL. Here we go. Here's all you need to know. Jacksonville Sports Radio is 1010XL.
Hayes Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter, and you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion Law.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is thrilled to announce you can get all of their flavors and original vodka at PJ Liquors in St. Augustine. PJ Liquors, since 1999, has been serving up summertime fun. Now enjoy Brackish Vodka, the #1 local vodka in North Florida. Brackish Vodka is the first clean craft vodka, and you can find their 9 flavors at PJ Liquors. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Got a leaky faucet? AC blowing hot air? No worries. Duck Rooter has your back. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, AC, and a whole lot of quacking good service.
Is your roof ready for hurricane season? When storms hit, you need more than just a roof. You need trust. Valor Roofing Company is veteran-owned and operated, serving all of Florida with integrity and quality craftsmanship. From minor repairs to full replacements, they'll treat your home like it's their own. Estimates are always free, and veterans receive a special discount on all roofing services. Visit ValorRoofingCo.com and protect your home with people who care. GAF certified license CCC 1334864.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 17, 2018, Brooks Koepka wins the U.S. Open at Shinnecock by 1 stroke over Tommy Fleetwood. He becomes the first back-to-back Open winner since 1989.
As a Florida homeowner, you're no stranger to mosquito problems. And although it's tempting to use DIY methods to get rid of them, mosquitoes are relentless. That's why it's important to enlist the help of the mosquito experts at Florida Pest Control. At Florida Pest Control, we offer specialized treatment solutions that are effective against mosquito infestations and are committed to keeping our customers protected year-round. For your free quote, give us a call or visit flapest.com today. Florida Pest Control, your local mosquito control experts.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we got a couple more segments with our head coach, Dave Campo, talking NFL, talking Jaguar ball with our man right now. And we moved up our Campo and Joe show on Tuesday for a live stream show at 9:25. And we'll keep doing it on Tuesdays and Fridays and have fun with all of Duval out there. But as we talk about Trevor Lawrence, we just went through the other 5 that are in the top 32 at their position when it comes to their PFF grade. Again, take it or leave it, knock it, criticize it, love on it, whatever. But the last guy's the guy that's going to be the key, the linchpin to whether this team is successful or not. It's the quarterback. We know that. Everybody knows that. Where he goes basically is where this team's going to go, and he's right in the middle of the pack, top 32. And we've all done this exercise. Matt Leon and I did it. And, Coach, you definitely joined in the conversation with our show today, and you're going to do it here now. He's middle of the pack. He's 16th right now. Agree or disagree as far as where his ranking is?
No, I think he's right where he is. Do I think he can move up? Absolutely, because he's got better talent than some of the guys that are in front of him. So it's going to come down to scheme and what he does this year. And that's kind of what I feel about this whole team. There's going to be a number of guys. Listen, going back to the Cowboys, the first year we go to the Super Bowl, we had no Pro Bowlers. The next year we go back to the Super Bowl, we had about 10. You know, you got to show me what the people nationally don't think very highly of Trevor Lawrence. I can tell you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we think he's like anywhere between 16 to 18. Like, if you were going to ask somebody in L.A. or ask someone in Seattle or Nashville, where would he be? I have a feeling he'd be like in the 20s.
I think when we go through this list, you run out of guys to put ahead of him.
You do. And you also realize very quickly that there's a dearth of good quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Yeah. It's what we always talk about. Like, say, Cam Ward going number 1 out of Miami. We don't know whether he's going to be all of that, but he looks the part right now. And the offenses in the NFL have changed. They've had to adapt. Why? Because it's not a pocket passer game anymore, because they had to go to where the fruit is in college football. And it's the spread option guy that can RPO his way into the league. And so
there's a group of like 4 guys that it's I don't know who I take there.
Exactly.
Where Trevor could be 16 or he could be 20.
Okay.
There's a group of like 4 guys there.
Yeah. So let's do this real quick. And honestly, at the top, it's the obvious. But I just went through the top. Basically, 8 out of 16 are in the AFC. So it is split pretty even between NFC and AFC. But the usual suspects are at the top. Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow, all those guys in whatever order you want to put them in. Jaden Daniels rose as high as 6th. Now, a rookie, is he going to be able to do what he did last year? He did some amazing stuff. Coach is already a little bit of a naysayer.
Listen, he's excellent. He's got it all. He's got all those things. But I said the same thing about Stroud the first year.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
Comeback year.
You know, let's pump the brakes a little bit on him and see what he does this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be a key because Stroud backed up.
Yeah. It's not a comeback year in terms of good. It's a comeback to the pack. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah.
Just as far as a second-year guy. Anyway, Justin Herbert's still up there.
Let's just go by divisions.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go. Josh Allen, yes, better than Trevor. That's one. Here's one. Tua Tagovailoa. You got to put him in that category of maybe, maybe not. The Jets.
We had him close at the time.
We had him close.
We were talking.
Jets quarterback currently.
Yeah,
Justin
your name
Fields.
here, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
He's better than him.
Yeah, he's better.
All right. I think you could safely say he's better than the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drake
Even
May.
though I love my Pop-Tart man.
Okay. Now we're going to the Ravens. El Boogie, no chance.
No, ain't been close.
Not even close.
They ain't breathing the same air.
Here's another one where you got to put him in this category. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had a better year than Trevor Lawrence last year.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah,
You could easily say he's better. That you would
he's
rather
one of the
have
greatest quarterbacks we've been
Right,
traded
no, I mean, like right now, who would you rather have?
Yeah, at the end of the year, he played. Yeah.
Okay, so let's put him as you'd rather have Rodgers. Rodgers is better than him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bengals, yes. Browns, no. Texans,
Right now, C.J. Stroud is better.
yeah. Yeah, I would think so. Colts, no. Titans, no. Chiefs, yes. Chargers, yes. Here's one. Broncos, Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's got to be better.
I hope he's better.
Look,
He's better than Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's got to be better than him.
Talking about
consistently.
second-year guys who are about to take a big step back.
Yeah. Because,
I got news for you guys. Bo Nix had 29 touchdown passes last year.
Yeah.
The most Trevor's ever had is 24.
Yeah, and took care of the football pretty well. He didn't give it away. And Sean Payton is a master.
Yeah, I was just going to say, scheme-wise, that I think they're a lot better.
But I guess.
I said,
What do you got, bro?
I said Bo, and y'all was like, nah. Bo Nix played well last year, bro.
He did. He's come back to the pack.
Bo knows. Oh, wait a minute. That's Bo Jackson. Hold on.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Raiders. Clearly, you're taking Trevor. Eagles.
But
no.
Geno has better
Geno
numbers.
has better numbers.
Yeah.
He does, but it's.
I would take Trevor, but Geno has better numbers. Let's not get away from that.
So you know what this is? This is if the guys in the LA market are doing it, they're definitely taking Geno. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So Eagles, yes. Commanders, yes. Cowboys, yes. Giants, you taking him over Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Russ is Russ.
Give him that one, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not better than Goff.
No.
You take him over JJ, right? McCarthy?
Yeah. Since we haven't seen him, the answer is yes.
Not taking him over Jordan Love, right?
No.
Both of those guys also had a little comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He did, but he's had 2 seasons better than any one season Trevor's had.
Facts.
Jordan Love has. Okay, here's another one. Caleb Williams.
I'm taking him over Caleb Williams.
Okay, that's fair.
I am too.
I'd say right now that's very fair. Okay, Bucks, you're not taking him over Baker, right?
Nope.
No, Baker's enjoyed. He's the Renaissance
I like
man
the
right
comeback.
now.
I like the comeback, baby.
Taking him over Michael Penix?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Bryce Young?
Yeah.
Yes.
Saints, whoever they throw out there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt Stafford. You're not taking him over Matt Stafford, are you?
Matt's still balling right now.
No.
Hall of Fame-ish balling.
All right, here comes an interesting one right now. Darnold.
I'd take him over Sammy. Yeah. They both have had one good year.
Sam had a good year.
Yeah.
Comeback trail.
Yeah.
He looked terrible here.
All right, I'll give you that one. You're not taking him over Kyler Murray.
I am.
Are you really?
Joe hates him.
Yeah.
You do hate Kyler Murray. You are a hater.
It's a good old-fashioned hate. But it's funny because the PFF rankings, he is Kyler Murray
Right
is
next to him.
ahead of Trevor.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I think there's more here.
Are you taking him over Purdy? Last one.
Not right now.
No. So
Brock's,
he's about 18 right now.
Yeah, Brock's been uber effective, good decision maker. Did get hurt. Find out how that all works out. But
and if you take
how many of those players?
19.
How many of those players are 1-year players or 2-year players in the league?
Like
probably half of that are behind him. So how many veteran quarterbacks is Trevor better than in the NFL? Like 3?
Yeah,
well, I think the list, if you just went through,
is it? Yeah, it might not even.
I don't
be
think
3.
it's that many.
That's a good question.
Like
right
if you take Geno over him, I think the only one is really Darnold. And I'm not sure if you ask people outside of the city of Jacksonville if they'd take him or Darnold,
right?
They'd say Darnold.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He had a recency bias. He had a better year last year, so that would definitely have something.
He
to do
did, but
with
there's I don't think you guys realize like the level of like Trevor has tanked in the national eyes of, what he is now.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. That's not true. But I think Sam Darnold has also had about a 5-year career where 4 of them were crappy.
No, I agree. I would take
I would take
actually
Trevor. More than that, 7 years.
I would take Trevor. All I'm saying is you would be shocked at how many people would say they take Darnold instead of Trevor.
But here's the guys he has to step over, and Dak is in the same discussion because he's right there with him. Is that he has to step over a Kyler Murray, step over either a CJ or Jordan Love. Those are the 2 guys. Maybe even Brock Purdy would be in that discussion, and Geno. Those are the guys he's got to step over.
Yes.
But to JJ's point, the only veteran that he's better than is probably Darnold.
Yeah, and if you want to go with Geno, but that's it.
Right.
You go, and Kyler Murray. You definitely have to include him in this discussion.
We're not in your hate fest there.
No,
okay?
I'm just saying.
None of us are. It's just you by
Does
yourself.
anyone else think that Kyler Murray is?
No.
You all? Oh my.
Yes,
gosh.
of course I take Kyler Murray.
Yeah. All right. So really?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I sit here and I look at it. He had an 82.1 overall grade, and the comparison numbers wise.
I've watched this whole career, so like
I
don't
have
care
too.
what PFF said.
Yeah. I mean, I know that both.
And
of
you
them,
can't give me that he's had better coaching or better people around him.
No.
If anything, he's had worse talent around him and worse coaching.
Well, Cliff Kingsbury, everyone's loving on him now. So he apparently they made it to the playoffs with Cliff as the coach.
That was Cliff's. He did make it. That was
with Cliff as the coach and Kyler as the number 1 overall pick. So they're very much the same.
Although Trevor had Herb's first season in the league, and that didn't go too well.
It was a disaster. But who do you lay that at whose feet? I would think you lay it at Herb's feet more than you lay it at Trevor's.
Yes, of course, 100%.
Yeah, but for Arizona and Kyler Murray's time there, he's had 2 head coaches, and now Trevor's on his 3rd, and we'll see how it works out. Jonathan Gannon kind of on the hot seat a little bit, the way things have finished up with them. But they've been.
I think this kind of talk is good.
Yeah,
because I think he needs to hear this kind of talk.
Yeah. Oh,
like I think this is like he needs a little.
I think
fire
he
in
lives
him,
this. I think he feels it. Doesn't he have to? That he's been a
you would
bust
think,
so
right?
far in his career.
Yeah,
like, how
because
does he
not
not
just
know
us.
that?
It's like I'm sure he turns on those, the national programs, the Inside the NFL and all that. I mean, he hears this stuff.
Yeah, so of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. His ceiling is up to him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking who has a higher ceiling, I'd put Trevor above like so many of those guys that we just had above him.
No question.
Right,
But that's not what we're talking about.
Probably, yeah.
So let's make this the 10-10 take before we hit the top, because that really is, that's the essence of this right now.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Delicious barbecue. You got all sorts of choices when it comes to ribs, chicken, turkey, brisket, pork, you name it. They've got it. The hot links, everything. And then, of course, all those great sides. Visit any one of your area Sonny's and enjoy some delicious barbecue. So the ceiling is the key. Have we seen, these are the guys that are around him. Have we seen the ceiling from a Kyler Murray? Have we seen the ceiling from a Dak Prescott? You can go Baker here. You can go C.J. Stroud, Geno Smith, all those guys. Have we seen the best of them? And have we seen the best of Trevor Lawrence? Well, Trevor knows that in the back of his mind, play a cleaner game, you're going to be viewed differently. And so eliminate mistakes. Instead of mistake-prone, be mistake-free. And if you eliminate the mistakes, the view from everybody in the NFL will change dramatically. And so he does have an opportunity, his ceiling. And you know where this will come from, I believe firmly, fellas? Running the football.
Absolutely.
When you have an
No
opportunity to scare defenses. That's the 10-10 take, and you agree.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've said it right along.
Run
the football. If they run the football, and I feel the same way. I just saw the Cowboy practice the other day.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's good enough to take them all the way if they get the running game going.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a running game right now. That's why the pressure on Dak, and he still threw for 40 touchdowns in one season.
Yeah.
Just give him a little bit of help in the run game. Well, Trevor's hasn't done that yet, but he's going to benefit from the running game, no question in my mind.
Yeah, got to have that. And the other part of me screaming run, he needs to run.
Yeah, well.
That's an element that he hasn't used enough.
He's fumbled the ball 22 times, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I know. Believe me, we've been over the stats.
So you guys can talk all you want about running game. He's fumbled the ball 22 times.
Yeah, and you want to know where a lot of those happen? In the pocket when he was forced to scramble. And, like, in other words, if he takes off sooner now and just declares, I'm moving, I'm on the run.
Step up.
Yeah.
Step up.
Yeah,
Stop those guys in front of him. Step up and then go sideways, and he'll do fine.
Right, but to step up, the middle three have to, like,
That's what I'm saying. Those guys up front.
Those middle three have been Olays for the last 2.5
Big
years.
Surge, didn't you see it a little bit more the other day? Him moving up into that pocket is going to be real important if you're going to send guys up the hill.
Yeah, I mean, but the offensive line's he's got to have the security that he can step up. And the only way you're going to do that is that the interior three have got to do a better job and protect it. Because last year, the reason why he wouldn't step into it, half the time he didn't want to step into his throws because he had people in his face.
Yeah, and Morse, Morse was sitting in his lap.
Yes.
His
half
feet,
the season.
all around his feet.
Right, and I want to make this very clear. We're literally like breaking down and picking on a guy who's playing the toughest position in all of sports. But when you're making $55 million a year, guess what? You're going to get criticized.
You're not kidding.
End of the day, that's it.
All right, we'll keep it going with that. You guys chime in 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We're going to keep Coach for one more seg as we bring up a little college ball. We brought up the 4 teams that you may not be thinking about that can get into the college football playoff. Now we're going to talk about 4 teams that you have been thinking about that may not make it. That'll be coming up.
Feel the downforce of 100 horses.
You see him shaking as he goes down Long Pond straightaway.
This Sunday at Pocono Raceway, NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Why Arlington? Selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus, right now you choose a pre-owned 2023 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till January 2026? Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard just a quarter-mile east of 295 or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
What's the weekend in sports look like? I'm 1010XL's Dan Hicken, and I'll give you my takes and weekend updates on YouTube and Facebook. Musings with the media mogul. That's right, motivated by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. Take steps now to minimize your risk factors at AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
What is the smallest NFL stadium? The answer coming up.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Soldier Field in Chicago is not only the smallest, but is also the oldest, built originally in 1924.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new. It's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. For a new.
Yo, ET here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Lone Pronto. The Cup is in the building tonight for Game 6 as the Panthers have the first chance to end the series as they're up 3-2 after yet another dominant showing in Game 5, beating the Oilers up in Edmonton. Matthew Tkachuk spoke to the media after practice to go over the keys to the game for the Panthers if they want to go back-to-back in Game 6.
It's going to be the toughest test, biggest game. We're just excited to be back home, and we're excited to hopefully keep that going after last game. We think we've played pretty good hockey over this whole series and the whole playoffs, but especially the last few. So we know the type of game we have to play. And, our start's important, and just building our game, hard gaps, heavy forecheck, on it and above it, all the stuff we talk about all year. It's going to be the simple the better for us in these games.
Puck drop in South Florida will be tonight at 8 o'clock. It's 92 degrees at 3:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Williams, beautiful cut and finish. Jalen Williams with the flush. He's got 8 early points. SGA the drive. Back out the door. Right side. Jalen Williams a 3. It's gone. Jalen Williams knocks it down.
There is no doubt that they needed it and got it from Jalen Williams last night. Oklahoma City Thunder, a game closer to claiming an NBA title. Larry O'Brien in their hands. We'll see if it happens. The other side was Tyrese Halliburton with that hurt. I think they ended up saying a strained calf, but still, bottom line is he landed awkwardly and went into the locker room, came back, had a total of 4 points before it was when it was all said and done. And Jalen Williams just flat went off. He lit it up. That's for sure. American Electrical can light up your world as well. Residential, commercial, whatever it might be, make sure you check out American-Electrical. American Electrical can light up your world as well. American.com. And Big Sirs, you said earlier that you think it just might be the end. The end is near for Indiana.
I mean, if you're OKC, you want to end this now, Game 6, all right? Because the unpredictability of a Game 7, you don't want that. Even though it's at your house, if you can end it in Game 6 in Indiana, you should go ahead and take care of business.
All right, so stay in the NBA.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, speaking of Tyrese Halliburton, this is from Shams. He's believed to have suffered a strained right calf and will undergo an MRI to determine the severity of the strain, sources tell ESPN. Okay, so that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, because he definitely, you could just see that awkward move. That Leon, coach, you guys know that.
Season on the line at home.
Yeah, give me something. But he was the first all-NBA player to play 6+ minutes and go 0 in the finals since the 50s.
Ooh,
so is that good?
That's no bueno.
That is definitely no bueno.
And he was a major guy in the wins that they've had.
Oh yeah,
the whole playoff.
He's the reason in large part that they're there. And Niesman, some of those other guys, they were able to come through and just they kept him in it. They definitely did. I thought, man, are we going to see it again? Because they got to within 2. What was it?
Well, how about TJ McConnell, who came in for Halliburton and was just amazing. You know, he did everything you'd expect from a backup. Exactly. Just being tough, getting to the line, just playing hard defense.
Did you see what
and
he did?
He brought him all the way back.
Yeah, did you see what he did on the jump ball?
Wasn't it a foul?
Yeah, they called a foul, and he's freaking out. They go back and show it slow motion, and I believe it was him and SGA. They both go up, and he grabs SGA's hand.
Strap, right.
His wrist, basically, is what he grabbed because he's given up a foot. Right. He's like, this is the only chance I've got. It was a crafty little play, but it was a foul. But
remember the old Celtic team's Jerry Sheasting? Remember him?
Yeah, I don't know if I remember
tough
him.
little guard.
Yeah,
that's what he reminds me of.
Well, there's these guys that, like I would say,
Caruso on the other team.
Yeah. Caruso would drive me crazy as a Laker, but he has had a good year with OKC.
Great defensive
player. McNamara, some of those guys, when you go back to Syracuse, the Cuse, what he did, those types of guys. But he hit one shot, and he looked at somebody over there at OKC. He goes, guard me. Because he's based. It's not a set shot, but he's
got that funky little shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's terrible.
It starts low.
Yeah.
And so if anyone does guard him, they're going to swat the heck out of it from the 3-point line. And so they didn't guard him. He's like, boom. And he hit a couple of huge ones, which was fun. All right. College football playoff. Last year we had 12. We win, but now we're looking at teams that we think might be like whatever, getting all the lore and love, but they may take a step back. And so, Big Search, you did a little research last night.
I did a little research. I was a little confused initially. Then we worked it out in the production meeting.
Yeah.
So teams with the best odds to make the playoffs, who may not make the playoffs because of their schedule. So all I had to do really is go look at the teams with the toughest schedule.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that's where I went. I started, and my first team is LSU. All right. They're at Clemson. They got Florida. They're at Ole Miss. They got South Carolina. They're at Bama. That's a hell of a schedule.
Okay, I got LSU on mine too. That's a very good play.
Yes.
Because they got a really good quarterback.
Yes,
and there's
absolutely.
a hell of a lot of pressure on Brian.
Absolutely. So my first team is definitely LSU. My second team is South Carolina.
Okay.
I mean, South Carolina arguably last year should have made the playoffs. I mean, they were the hottest team running. But they had 3 losses?
3 losses.
3 losses. Yeah.
And then 4 after losing to Illinois in the bowl.
Yeah. So they've got at LSU. I see this Vanderbilt game. That's not a gimme anymore. Diego, that's not a gimme anymore. Then they got at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M was going to probably be a little tough, and then they got Clemson. So that's my other team. I have South Carolina. My third team is your Gators.
Oh, that's another tough schedule.
They're in. People are talking good about the game, but I looked at their schedule. First of all, they got LSU and Miami, which should be tough games out the door. Then they got at Texas A&M. Georgia's going to be tough, and then they're at Ole Miss, and then at the end, who knows what Florida State's going to be? But that's a rivalry game.
Yeah, but
so
people are talking about if they go 2-2 with that schedule that we're talking about, they may go 0-4 based on who they're facing early. It ain't going to be easy. It's not. Obviously, DJ Lagway's going to have to.
I'll give you a couple that you wouldn't think of. Number one's Georgia.
Okay.
With Gunnar Stockton.
You got to bet more to win less.
The last time you had this much uncertainty at quarterback for Georgia was 2020, and they, I believe, had 3 losses, two losses in the was it 2 or 3 in the 2020 season? I don't know. They were down 38-14 to Florida halftime in that game.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember how many losses they had.
I think they were 7-2.
The schedule flipped though from last year.
It's the same schedule, it's just flipped. Yeah.
Most of the hard games are at home.
Yeah, but still, you're talking about like.
All right, that's a good one.
All right.
How about Bama?
Oh yeah, I picked.
Yeah,
Bama's my fourth team.
Bama's your
I
fourth
have 3
team?
of them.
Yeah.
So my number 2, I'm getting to Bama. You wait. All right. Second one is Oregon.
I've got Oregon.
Again.
Yeah.
New quarterback Dante Moore, who was decent at UCLA.
Right.
Decent.
And you know what I've been saying about Dante Moore? Let me know when you see him, okay? Because he's been invisible as a 5-star and didn't beat out Dylan, didn't beat out.
He's got talent. There's no doubt he does, okay?
Right.
He's got a great coach there, too, a great OC. So certainly he could develop into something, no doubt about that. But I'm definitely trust verify with them, too.
Yeah.
Them, Georgia, and Alabama. With
By
Ty
the way,
Simpson.
betting odds are right around. If you're at Hard Rock, I bet you're right around Oregon and Georgia in the same neighborhood as far as betting odds.
Those are 3 first-year stars at 3 mega programs that if you don't get good quarterback play, you are not going to go to the playoff.
Yeah. I do think Oregon belongs in this conversation. Alabama belongs in this conversation because of the quarterback, first and foremost, more than anything else. And then even though LSU has Garrett Nussmeier, they got a hell of a schedule. Yeah. And so that's why, and if Brian Kelly doesn't make it to the playoffs this year, if he loses another opener this year,
that's why I'm going to that game.
Yeah,
because
they will.
If they lose that game, if they lose that game, that will be difficult. I mean, they can still have a great SEC season, go to the playoff, and make a deep run. But that you lose that first game, the heat will immediately be on him.
So here are a couple of other ones. Ole Miss said goodbye to quite a bit of talent, and they were knocking on the door to get to the playoffs. It did not make it because of the way things finished, and obviously some ugly losses that Lane couldn't necessarily explain away. They blew it in a lot of ways. They had a lot of good talent.
I feel better about Austin Simmons than I do Gunnar Stockton, than I do Dante Moore, than I do Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Any of those 3.
He looks really, really promising. But it's just that's one that I'll put on notice. And then Michigan, even though they didn't get anywhere near it, they've got a guy that they expect to lift them back up. And we're going to find out about Sharon Moore and what that whole program could be. They're still getting they're plus 220. It's not like they are
freshman, though, man. It's asking a lot of a true
believe me, it is.
quarterback.
And then the other team is Tennessee. Tennessee made it to the college football playoff last year, and we know that they're Nico-less. They got de-Nico'd, and so now we're going to find out.
Aguilar.
Yeah, whether the kid that App State by way of UCLA will be able to come in there and basically lead Josh Heupel's charge, and that's going to be a tough one because they're another one that's grabbing some good odds right now. They're plus 250. Plus 250.
If you had asked me what the safest team was to get to the playoff, I would say Penn State.
Yeah,
the safest,
because Penn State brings Drew Aller back.
Everybody back.
Yeah, a lot of other good players. They are. Yeah, you got to. They're minus 240 right now, so that gives you an idea of where they are. All right, so those are at least some good ones to start. We'll keep this conversation going, Coach. We always enjoy you hanging out with us.
I always enjoy hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
We appreciate it. Don't forget, little Campo and Joe, look for it on the social channels. You can go to our Jaguars 1010XL YouTube page and see our conversation from earlier. We appreciate Coach hanging out with us and all of y'all hanging in, whether it's on YouTube or just the good old radio dial or the app.
At 1010XL, we don't take sports seriously.
Slant to the corner. You're going to move it back over here to the point. Rock this over here. You got pie like that.
After all, it's just a game.
I need 6 guys to blitz. You got to blitz them.
1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The 4th is a few weeks away, and I know what you're thinking. I can't start a Wake 180 weight loss because I want to eat on the long 4th of July weekend. Well, guess what? You can eat hamburgers on a Wake 180 weight loss. You can eat chicken, steak, or pork, too. You can even eat lobster. Because you're eating real food and losing weight. More important, it's fast, easy, and safe. No chemical shots into your body, no counting calories or points, or any other fad diet. I can't stress this enough. You eat real food every single day. You know what else you're doing while losing weight with Awaken 180? Eliminating pain, fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, sleeping through the night and waking up refreshed and energized and happy. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is, Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely by eating real food every single day. The Awaken 180 weight loss is the clear path to success without disappointment. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
As a Florida homeowner, you're no stranger to mosquito problems. And although it's tempting to use DIY methods to get rid of them, mosquitoes are relentless. That's why it's important to enlist the help of the mosquito experts at Florida Pest Control. At Florida Pest Control, we offer specialized treatment solutions that are effective against mosquito infestations and are committed to keeping our customers protected year-round. For your free quote, give us a call or visit flapest.com today. Florida Pest Control, your local mosquito control experts.
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today. 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan.
Careers.com, an equal opportunity.
Out on all here. Get cash out now without touching your low rate first mortgage. OBS, the Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 10.
XL Primetime, a beautiful Tuesday. We hope everybody's enjoying it, getting ready for what should be a fun push towards our college football season and our NFL. We try and load you up with both of them. You guys know that. You watch on YouTube, you listen wherever you are catching us, and we just try and feed you what you care about most. And obviously, we work in NBA Finals or the U.S. Open from the weekend or anything else. We haven't talked too much College World Series. I know you guys have noticed that, but there was
no.
Yeah, there was a
first
big,
ever
masterful pitching performance.
Third ever.
Yeah, third ever.
It was first.
No.
Third?
First since 1960.
Modern era.
That's ever.
Modern era.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty special stuff. That's for sure.
Modern era. Where they were watching.
I think
Imagine that.
He had didn't he have like he had a perfect game with like 2 outs to go or something, right?
Huh?
I think he had a perfect game with 1 out in the ninth.
Yeah, and there was
the eighth.
The eighth.
He threw. He hit a guy on the toe.
Yeah.
And so he only really had no walks, and he only had 1 hit by pitch, and he had 19, 17 strikeouts or something absurd like that.
Yeah.
And there was also a question whether it hit the guy, right?
I don't know, but he got blessed in the 9th inning. He hit a guy in the arm, and the ump did something you never see, and he's like, "Oh, the guy didn't move out of the way, so that doesn't count." Like, dude, what is this?
What did he do? Lean in on
Little League? Yeah, like some of the umpiring you see in college baseball is It's so low level. I can't even believe it, man. It's certainly worse than like college football compared to the NFL and college basketball even compared to the NBA. It's like on another level of bad.
We've had
Have you watched?
We've had some bad
refs in college
officiating.
football?
It's
true.
like, over the last really different sports, doesn't matter. Just a lot of questionable stuff. The game's fast. I don't care what we're talking about. But
it's not easy, man.
Yeah, they have the ability.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you watch Major League Baseball every night like I do, and then you go to turn on the College World Series, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Even going to the shrimp game. Like, the level of baseball in a shrimp game is astronomically higher than it is in these college games.
Yeah, but it was definitely pretty good. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it right now since that's the most we've talked about college baseball. So I'm going to stay hot with it with the ukulele, please, if you don't mind.
Perfecto!
Oh, that's right. Let's just go with a little perfecto from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Oh! With a delicious Mexican lager. You can order one. You can pick one up. Just look for it in the cold cooler section of your area grocer. Just enjoy a Pacifico found in Baja, imported by surfers for those who live life anchors up. Now, we're talking about something special right now in the College World Series. And don't look now, but Coastal Carolina has the nation's longest win streak, and they are still red hot coming in to the College World Series and may run the table, all right? They have not dropped a game in the postseason. They're 25-0 right now in their last 25 games. So that is red hot, and they're trying to run the table at the College World Series without suffering a loss. Who was the last team to do that?
Through the College World Series without a loss, or the whole thing?
Yeah, without a loss in the College World Series, because like I said, they've gone through. They're 25-0 coming in like right now, and
I'm gonna say
they are. So that means they went through the baseball regional, super regional without losing.
Right.
But who was the last team to run the table at the College World
Oregon
Series?
State in what is it? 14.
The 99 Canes.
I feel like it's had to have been done since then. I mean, you can only lose 2 games.
I'm gonna say the Oregon State 20. It's 14 or 15.
I'm just gonna say the Gators.
No, it's gotta be somebody that's in the tournament now.
You
That's
think?
the only reason Joe's doing it. So it's either gonna be Oregon State, LSU. I don't think anyone else the rest of that tournament's done it. It's gonna be Oregon State or LSU, but I'm going with Oregon State. All right, we've all chimed in, Joe.
All right, I'm just waiting for Big Sirs. I'm just making sure.
He
that
said 99 Miami.
Everyone's included.
He said 99 Canes.
He did. He went 99 Canes.
Right.
I don't know why you think it has to be somebody in the tournament, because I brought it up
Because that's how you do it. That's why.
Well, I brought it up because of Coastal Carolina, which is in the tournament. So that's the main reason I brought it up. But it just so happens they are in the tournament. It's UCLA. UCLA.
Really? What year?
Wow.
2011, the last one to do it.
Okay.
And so UCLA just now making it back to the College World Series, and they were able to run the table back when they were winning. And I'm trying to pull this up.
They're looking pretty pathetic when it comes to Jello shots, though.
Yeah, they're not.
Who's leading that, by the way?
Who do you think?
I mean, LSU. Other than LSU, who's leading it?
Okay, so Arkansas had LSU. Oh my goodness, LSU has 18,000. Okay, second place is Murray with 4,000 or 7,000.
I told you Murray State would be good.
And then Arkansas is right behind them at 6,800.
Bourbon drinkers, bro.
Yeah.
And UCLA has 1,200. So UCLA literally has like 17,000 less almost.
That's embarrassing.
But I heard over the weekend there was some foul play going on at Rocco's.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they had to close early.
Oh,
because it
what
was
kind of
too
foul
rowdy.
play?
I don't know, but if it's involving LSU people, I'm not surprised at all.
Well, I think what happens is he's taking a shot at Big Vic in the Bayou Bengals.
Not only that,
No, they
Coach
like
O,
to have
too.
fun, you know.
Someone will come in
Like
there and
the
drop
scrap,
a big
I'm
check.
sure.
They'll come in there and drop a big check.
Right. Did you not see that IG thing with Coach O and the Alabama fan that said something to him, Jay? Did you want that to be you?
Exactly. I mean, I'm a Hurricane, so he would never disrespect
That was classic, though. It was a Bama fan that went past Eddie O, South Beach. And is Eddie O in good shape or what?
Yeah.
My gosh, man.
Well, he roll tied him.
Oh yeah. And he rolled tide of it. Oh, Eddie O had something for him. Kind of sounded like this. It was unbelievable. Just he talked to him quickly. He just said, "Go Tigers." It was that fast. All right. So real quick, I'm just going to give you some of these other baseball teams that ran the table.
JJ wasn't quick enough on that drop for you, was he?
I don't have it.
Yeah, I was looking for it, but I just wanted the other one. That's all I cared about. Just something that sounded like Eddie O. That's all I cared about. But are you ready for this? 25 national champions that won every game on their way to a College World Series title.
25?
25. The last, I said UCLA 2011.
I don't know why you guys are surprised. You can only lose twice.
Right. So you get hot, you get on
not like
on
the
that
MLB
side.
playoffs.
Yeah, you stay on that side of the winner's bracket and you're done. But anyway, I said 2011. It's 2013 with UCLA, and they went 5-0.
Right, but typically since they've gone to I guess the best 2 out of 3 has only been for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, something
championship
like
game.
that. Yeah, something like
maybe a little longer, but still.
It used to be where like if you made it to the final and you had 0 losses, they'd have to beat you twice.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I found it.
And I'm glad you didn't have that route for Salafusa who never got past number 1.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Somebody took it off my wall.
Oh,
it's really upsetting.
Do not let that happen.
It is.
So UCLA in 2013 did it. Arizona did it in 2012. South Carolina in 2011. Oregon State back in 2007 because they've won that bad boy a couple of times.
Yeah.
Texas in 2005 and in 2002. Miami did it back in 2001. And so they were
2
red hot.
undefeateds.
Yeah, 53-12 that
So
year.
y'all won the football and baseball natties?
Yeah.
2001.
And in 99, they won baseball.
Basketball is non-existent.
I think even in 2000, they made the tournament, but they weren't great.
But it's so funny. We talk a little bit about kind of the way the NCAA tournament works, the death of the mid-major because of the NIL. NIL basically is killing it. Now mid-majors are organ donors. They just send their best players and get paid off to the big programs.
Not anymore in college basketball.
Yeah. And so that's what's happening. But what happened to some of these old school baseball teams? Where are the Cal State Fullertons of the world?
USC.
The Pepperdines of the world. This is kind of like not necessarily.
Fullerton used to play in it all the time.
Like Southern Cal won it 4 straight years.
What about Rice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rice was always there. Wichita State.
Southern Cal
where are
used
the
to have
shockers.
Southern Cal used to have a great team. So yeah, Wichita State had a great team.
Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's
too.
never in anymore.
Yeah. So there were a lot of old school ones. I can remember the Cal State Fullertons of the world.
The Titans.
Yeah.
That sweet pinstripes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Pepperdine and whatnot. Anyway, I was just kind of taking a look at those and like, holy smokes, they kind of have disappeared because we get the bigs.
Arizona State, really good in baseball.
Yeah.
What
for
happened
a long
to the Sun
time.
Devils? I feel like all the West Coast teams are not in it anymore.
Exactly.
Like it's like Oregon State. And
That's
now,
funny.
I guess Arizona's in it this year.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it's good to have and UCLA. It's good to have UCLA back in it. That they've been able to do that, but we just haven't had enough of them of late. But it maybe it's coming back their way just a little bit. All right, so off of the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, just talk a little bit more about some of these schools that we were mentioning as far as who might be able to stay in the college football conversation, or which one of those guys are going to take a step back. A lot of resistance as far as the Georgia comment, because Maddie's thinking that maybe if Gunnar Stockton doesn't get it done, that they may take a step back. Rocky Top, not happy about being mentioned as well. And Alabama right now doesn't have a whole lot to say that they're going to be in the college football playoff right now. But they're a team that's got a lot to prove and also a question at quarterback. They still don't know who that is.
Well, that's another team whose mystique has shrunk since Nick left.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah, yes, it didn't take long. What did it take? 2 years? A little less than 1 year.
It took Diego's what it took.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Did you hear what Diego Pavia said today, by the way?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Lord. He's trending because he basically called out the Big Ten and was like, the Big Ten's not as tough as it is here. You're getting beat up every week. And it's like, dude.
Says the Vandy quarterback.
Yeah, you guys lost to Georgia State last year. Shut up.
Yeah.
Not only that, did he not watch what Illinois did to South Carolina?
Yeah. Diego, we love you, man.
Like Joe said, you played for
Watch what
Vandy.
Michigan did to Alabama?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's feeling himself a little bit.
Because they won one game.
It mattered.
It did, but I mean, like, geez, I've never seen a program like just smelling their own farts like this after one freaking win. You've been literally the doormat of the SEC for my whole life.
Yeah, come on, man. Let him go.
I'm 35.
Man. Let him go. Let him come on. We don't mind that.
Today was the line too far. Like, you're making fun of a whole conference. You play for Vanderbilt. Yeah, they won the last 2 national titles in the Big Ten, bro.
I know that Vandy has arrived when Clark Lee is on the hot seat. They don't win this year, okay?
Right.
One of our texters picks not to make the playoffs. Irish. There's going to be a discussion.
Yeah, also brand new quarterback.
Yep.
Irish freshman.
Georgia. Clemson, Oregon, and Clemson's they're gonna be talked about a ton leading up to the beginning of this season, and that tiger on tiger crime that'll take place. Whoever comes out winners between LSU and Clemson, they're going to get a lot more love on top of the love that Clemson, if they win, is already getting. So if they don't get it done, this is
it's more pressure on Kelly, though.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes.
This will be what? If they lose the opener,
4 in a row.
4 in a row? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
2 to FSU, 1 to USC, and now this one against Clemson. But, I mean, to be fair, he played FSU twice. He played USC, and now he's playing Clemson.
Yeah, they were great games, yeah. So
not everybody can start out with Long Island U, Joe.
No. It's all
I'm not even sure. I still don't believe they have a team. I think that's just some kind of made-up
they
team.
opened the season against Miami last year.
Yeah.
And Utah for 2 years.
And they said, you know
Long
what?
Island U this
you know what they said?
Okay.
Enough of that, okay?
I'm just give them a break.
After they got whipped 2 of the 3 times, they said, all right, yeah, we're done
Enough
with
of that. Let's get back to what we're familiar with. Let's open up against the College of Charleston.
Layup.
Yeah, I had no idea Long Island even. Yeah, I didn't know.
No one knows. I still don't think they do, actually.
I'm gonna my buddy JD. He of Sunset Grove played at Hofstra when they were the Flying Dutchman. And he's in Long Islander. I have to check and see.
Like, I've been to Long Island many times. Like, where do they even play?
Yeah, I don't know. But they're on the schedule. It's XL Primetime.
Summer's hot. Sports are cool. This summer, cool off with Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Keon Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well. With new savings during our grand opening sale. Keon Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Keon Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
From humble origins on Beach Boulevard to the grandeur of the old homestead, Taco Lou has bucked the odds, selling cheap tacos and even cheaper beers since 2008. I'll be the first to lament that nothing is cheap anymore, but much has not changed in 17 years. Bangin' Shrimp still rocks, margaritas flow day and night, and we love to see old friends and make new friends every day. You can still spin the wheel or sit outside on the patio in the sun with friends and family. It's been a ton of fun, and we have you, Jacksonville, to thank for 17 years. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, wants to make your flight in and out of Jax a fun one. Stop by Vino Volo in the airport and enjoy 2 signature brackish cocktails. Vino Volo has amazing food and cocktails before your flight. Brackish Vodka is the first clean craft vodka and made right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Brackish Vodka for whatever your sport is. If your sport is flying, your vodka is Brackish, proud partner of the Jaguars.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 17, 2018, Brooks Koepka wins the U.S. Open at Shinnecock by 1 stroke over Tommy Fleetwood. He becomes the first back-to-back Open winner since 1989.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
Bueller.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm. We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, impress the big guy with your cool confidence, maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Attention North Florida, it's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker. And it's not just poker. With delicious food, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com. And ante up for fun.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. They're professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral plant arrangement. This is JJ with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that today is National Mascot Day. I have to give a shout out to John Roth, who is the Ibis Sebastian back in the day at the University of Miami. It was classic. Just imagine us going to the Notre Dame game. We've got John Roth and Father Leo in the back of the bus. We're going to play Notre Dame, and they're just MFing Notre Dame before the game. The classic John Roth that I remember is in '89. He tried to exterminate the Florida State Seminoles spear.
Extinguished.
I mean, extinguished.
Yeah,
and there was 3 police officers.
He might have exterminated when it was all said and done.
Who jumped them and pushed them up against the fence, right?
Arrested him.
Yeah, arrested him basically. So the next game, we're at home in the Orange Bowl, and he comes walking out in the middle of the field. He's got his arm in a sling. He's got a walking cane and a crutch, and he's coming to the middle of the field, and he gets to the middle of the field. He snatches it off, and then he gets the crowd pumped up. And he invented the CANES canes. So
beautiful.
Today is your day. I miss those moments, those times at the University of Miami. And John Roth.
Ibis is a pretty good mascot. It's Happy National Mascot Day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so
By the way,
Jacksonville's a Hall of Famer as far as a mascot goes.
Catholics are some of the most foulest mouths ever.
You figure?
Ever.
You surprised by that?
No,
Bro.
I'm just saying ever.
Bro, Father Leo, some of the stuff that came out.
Listen, the Padre would take issue with that right now if he's listening right now.
I'm just saying.
So, all right. So my takeaway is, listen to what your fine university has done, Joe. This team they've asked to come to Gainesville to play them. They play at LIU football stadium, built on 3 acres of property. This newly renovated multi-purpose stadium in Bethpage, near the golf course.
Bethpage Black?
Is home to LIU football, field hockey, and men's and women's lacrosse, standing as the most modern and advanced facility on campus, Joe. Bethpage Federal Credit Union Stadium boasts a seating capacity of 6,000.
6,000?
Sounds like
Bro,
Forest
I'm
High
looking at the
School.
pictures now. Like Mandarin High School's got a better stadium.
I saw the field. It's impressive as far as what I saw.
I mean, have you guys have no shame?
No shame.
Trying to get
Long
to 1-0.
Island U?
Trying to get to 1-0. Listen, Scott Strickland, I have no idea what he was up to, but he probably said to himself, he just went into a dark room and goes, "Oh my God, I hired Billy Napier. Oh my God, I've got to figure out a way to get some wins on this record." Picks up the phone and calls Long Island. Hey, what do you kids think about?
There has to be a
here?
connection of some sort. Either
Has to be.
He must know someone there, or Billy must know someone there. There's no way you just randomly add LIU to your game.
I did text JD
as a game.
the King of Queens, just to kind of find out what the deal was with Long Island University. So we'll find out.
Do me a favor.
I'll have an answer back.
We played Long Beach State. See if they still exist.
Look,
That was when The Rock beat up the San
They don't
Diego.
play football
Or no,
anymore.
that was San Diego State. What game was it where The Rock beat up the San Diego Chicken?
Oh, I don't know.
God, that was a long time ago.
I don't know.
That was before The Rock was The Rock. That's how far back we're going.
Yeah, I know. We're going
Yeah.
back too far.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little disturbed by this, actually.
I know you are.
Imagine the Florida would actually like ask this team to come play a game.
Imagine you getting locked in on one
That's
thing.
like, golly, man.
Look, this ain't the first or the last layup that they'll schedule or any of the other ones.
Right. So get a layup against like Central Michigan.
I agree. It's disgusting if they
against
need
like UAB.
Right. If they need a home game that bad, it's disgusting. Go get. If they're scared of FAU, they won't go after a club like that because they're worried, or Florida International or whatever. If they
How
still
about
have
just
ball,
ask FAM? Get FAM to come over.
it'd be great. But I don't know why, but they don't. But they had one or look, they had to. How long did it take them to finally schedule UCF?
Yeah,
and then it was hanging in the balance as to whether
Yeah.
or not they could win that game. They dusted them pretty good.
Okay, so on
You
National
get your
Mascot
ass beat in the bowl game too. So
on National
If you wanna
Mascot
call it
Day, I do have the information. This is from Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Twitter from 2011.
Okay.
Yes, I did chase the San Diego State mascot up into the stands after we got into a big on-field brawl.
You don't want The Rock.
Do you remember that, Leon?
When was this? I don't recall.
I don't know. San Diego State. So,
it was San Diego State game?
And he chased their mascot up into the stands after they got on an on-field fight.
Now, we played San Diego State the last game of the season in 91. Well, Marshall Falk was there. He worked us. But I don't recall.
Rock wasn't a star on that team, was he?
No, Rock was a backup. He was a backup. So he had time.
92.
He had a backup. You guys had a backup going to the stands.
You weren't on the team. It was 92.
92?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he
And
must have
they
did.
got in a big
Y'all had a
fight.
backup going to the stands to go after a mascot.
Well, yeah. You don't need a starter to do that.
That's what mascots will do to you, man. They'll make you crazy. They'll just keep poking at you without saying anything, and then drive you crazy. All right, real quick. James Gladstone's, he aka Harry Potter, was on Sirius
Did you
XM.
pluralize that?
Yeah, because he's got
Gladstones? Okay.
Oh yeah,
All
I
right.
love it.
All right.
So it's James Gladstone's because that's what he displayed draft night. And that question was asked to him about that move to get Travis Hunter, and just talking about seeing him more on the offensive side as opposed to the defensive side. And obviously everyone wants to know, is it going to be 50-50 or more that we will see coming up on the defense side? Anyway, here's James Gladstone's answer.
Our understanding that Travis is most naturally comfortable, most naturally in tune on the defensive side of the ball, we wanted to load him offensively throughout this window to ensure that by the time we got to training camp, we had a runway built up on that side, because there's so much more nuance, so much more adjustments in real time on the offensive side of the ball that would require a lot more learning. So with this phase of the process sort of being rooted through that lens, that's why we wanted to put the emphasis on O, knowing that we would then trickle in the defensive participation a little bit more towards the back end of the off-season program and really as we get into training camp. I do think there's a little bit of a misconception in that it's wide receiver first, corner second, as much as it is the learning methodology of wide receiver through this phase and then continuing to trickle in more defense, since that is his primary background.
All right, he's
Wait, so what does he mean by that? But when he said there's a misconception about that wide receiver first, is he trying to say that he's going to be a starting corner and then
he might
10 to 15 plays on offense?
Yeah, he might. He's just basically saying, don't think just because you're seeing one thing, you're only going to see one thing.
Well, he was saying the reason that they have been practicing so much on offense is because
he knows
he's not as good on offense.
And it's basically what we have been putting out there is that seasoned on one side, more raw on the other. And so that makes sense. But I'd rather have that guy.
Who's your two receiver then if he's not your
Well, yeah, I think that we're still going to
might have a problem.
Well, we're still going to see him on both sides of the ball. I think that's what he's saying.
All right.
And now
that sounded a little bit more like he's really a corner.
He's making you think about it. That's the whole.
All right.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
I mean, he is Gladstones, after all.
Yeah, and he's just making you think, okay, whoa, what's going on here? He's Harry Potter, okay?
Do you think he had the ball in his hand while he's doing this?
He was bouncing it too.
This interview.
Yeah, he was probably slapping five with the producer of that radio show.
Listen, I appreciate the guy with a bigger glossary of words. Okay, I do appreciate that.
You like that? You like that? The runway?
Yeah, you of all people, you're a wordsmith. You could at least appreciate that. Instead, you make fun of
the runway.
Yeah, I love it. There is a runway out there. It's better than onboarding.
JJ was so mad about that ball bounce.
Let me just tell you something.
Dude, put the ball away. Yeah. Like, what are you, dude? We just made fun of Balky with the whistle. Like, don't be the ball guy. Don't. You look like
he's
a
now
child.
the ball guy. He's 100% the ball guy.
He is.
He's every time I've seen him, he's got a ball in his hand.
away.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's is it the kind of stress?
No, it's not one of those. It's a real.
It's a real football. He's like throwing it around like part of the. Not just me, part of the squad.
Oh God!
You guys got a lot of things to be angry about. I swear.
I wish
it's
you guys
unbelievable.
could see the look on Leon's face.
I'm not angry. It's just like looks stupid.
Just stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. I mean, maybe he's have aspirations from way back. He still wants to do it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that way back. He's only 34.
Okay.
Yeah. Jamal St. Cyr put out, at least I saw it on his timeline, ML football, somebody else put it out there. But anyway, a little highlight reel from him in high school. He was the baller. Both sides of the ball, cornerback, wide receiver. Yeah, get it done.
What class did he play in?
I have no idea.
He was basically Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he did. That's basically why he went in this direction.
Look, if they win games, he can do anything he wants, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's how
they
I'm
don't
looking
win
at
games. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, of course. You already are lining up for that. My gosh. It's like that's your Christmas
I'm
present.
not lining up for it. I just thought it was funny how JJ immediately was like, bro, this can't be.
All right. Now, here's another guy who just walked in the studio with a football in his hands.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
You cannot pry it out of the embedded and shredded's hands, okay? He went to Tom Coughlin's school of how not to fumble, and you're ready to go, right?
You have to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
You cannot have a callous disregard for the football.
Yeah. Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Take care of it, love it.
Yeah.
Create a fondness for it.
That's right.
Okay. Now, did you think if you heard that soundbite from James Gladstone's, that's with an S, that he's already trying to make you think he's doing one thing, but he's going to do another?
It makes sense what he's saying. I mean, they've never said anything like, they've never given it away in terms of his play ratio. I mean,
right.
it was tilted towards the offensive side during the offseason program, but I don't think it takes a wizard to understand that offense is probably going to be harder to learn than defense. So it makes sense that, he would spend the majority of his time early on in the offensive install,
right?
Because that's going to be more beneficial to him than, having it flipped. So, yeah, I don't think what we've seen so far tips their hand in terms of, what they're going to do. And look, I think ultimately it's going to be exactly what we all think. He's going to play as many snaps as he can possibly play.
Right.
So he's going to be a full-time receiver, and he's going to be close to, if not, a full-time corner. That is the vision. I mean, you can't, Gladstone has said on record in front of Travis Hunter, this is a player that can push the boundaries of this sport. So, I don't think they're at all, putting any sort of governor on what Travis Hunter can be here. There's no restrictor plate. He is going to ideally be a full-time receiver and a full-time defensive back, and it makes sense to get him ready for week 1 that you'd have him be more familiar with the offensive playbook going into training camp than what he's going to be asked to do defensively.
I heard him say on the Dodgers broadcast last night when Shohei helped get the winning run across the plate, Travis Hunter of baseball. I heard him.
That's what this could be. Honestly, like I'm not underselling it. Like if he is what his goal is, if he's able to achieve it, he will be the face of the NFL, or certainly one of them. He will be the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL, which is superstardom times, I'd say 100. For a variety of reasons. The NFL is way more popular than Major League Baseball. Travis Hunter is an American athlete. It's just going to resonate a lot more if he is able to be a standout on both sides of the ball, which I anticipate he will be if he is, put in the right environment. If this staff knows what they're doing, then I think Travis Hunter will be an elite player at receiver and at corner.
I love it. You guys are covering that.
Yeah, all that stuff. Bobby Kennan, the new UNF men's basketball coach, will join us at 4:20 to kind of give us an update on the Ospreys program. Obviously, Kennan in-house hire after Matthew Driscoll left for Kansas State. So that'll be fun catching up with him and talking a little college basketball. But yeah, tons of Jaguars, Gators, Knowles all coming up on the Frangie Show.
Sounds good, brother man.
Thank you, guys.
Hayes, Branch, JJ, they got it going. We are done. We are out.
You know if it starts going south, the first thing you and JJ, stop bouncing the ball, man. That's the first thing you guys are going to say.
I don't care. I care about Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball. That's what I care about. All right, we are out. We've got the Frangie Show coming up next.